Hey, what's up guys? Neat J here. It's been a while since my last sharing. Welcome back to my video. Today we're taking a look at the Fabric Brush, a new feature in Cinema 4D 2026.2. The Fabric Brush is a new modeling tool that lets you shape soft materials directly in the viewport. It's powered by Cinema 4D's simulation system, so as you push and pull the surface, you get realistic drapes, folds, and wrinkles in real time. And the best part, no complex rigs or full cloth simulations needed. Let's get started. First, we can add the Fabric Brush to our toolbar for easy access. Open the Command Manager and search for Fabric Brush. Just drag this tool onto the toolbar. As you can see in the Command Manager, I've assigned F+B as the shortcut for this tool. And we can save this layout. Okay, let's start exploring the Fabric Brush. Create a plane. Change the size and segments. Press C to make it editable. The Fabric Brush works on editable polygon meshes. With the object selected, click on the Fabric Brush icon. There are three brush types. Surface type, of course, works on the surface. Left-click and drag to shape the plane. To return to the starting point, just click Reset Positions. Now let's move on to the screen space. I'll switch to the front view, then click and drag downward on the fabric. Now let's go back to the perspective view. See? The cloth moves straight down along the y-axis. The brush follows your viewport directions. If we switch to the top view and drag to the right, the fabric moves straight along the x-axis. Now let's check out volume type. I'll create a cube here to demonstrate how this setting works. Increase the segments and make it editable. Change the brush type to volume. As you can see, the brush is working as a 3D sphere. The brush affects geometry based on 3D volumetric distance, with the strength falling off according to your brush settings. Okay, that's a quick overview of all three types. Now let's switch back to surface and take a look at the different brush modes. Change the mode to brush. This feels pretty similar to drag. Let's switch back to drag. In drag mode, the movement tends to be more direct, like grabbing the fabric and pulling it along. Brush mode is more like brushing along the surface. The effect is spread across the brush area and usually feels softer per pass. Hold G to enable gravity while using the brush. See? In brush mode, you can't really hold onto the fabric. It just falls away by gravity. Now back to drag mode. And hold G. There we go. It catches the cloth like you're holding a piece of fabric in the air. Now let's switch to rotate mode. Click and hold. The fabric twists together. Let's add a subdivision surface to the fabric. The wrinkles are very nice and smooth now. If we hold Control while using the brush, it rotates in the opposite direction. Next up is Swirl mode. Compared to Rotate, Swirl has more of a spiral, vortex-like feel. Hold Shift to soften the wrinkles and folds. Now let's go on to Contract and Expand mode. This contracts the fabric inward, and hold Control to expand it outward. Next, Wrinkle mode. Just a quick look. It's exactly what the name says. It adds wrinkles. And the next one, Detangle. First, let's switch to drag mode and mess things up a bit, so we can clearly see what detangle does. There we go, that's detangle. It untangles overlapping cloth and cleans up intersections. Last up, Smoothing mode. Pretty straightforward. It just smooths the fabric. Alright, let's move on to the next section. I'll use the fabric brush to demonstrate wrapping cloth around a cube. First, we need a floor to collide with the fabric. Move the floor down a little just below the fabric. And create a cube, which is smaller than the fabric. Place it on top of the fabric. Rotate the cube 45 degrees on the y-axis. Let's wrap the cube. Select the fabric and click the fabric brush icon. The fabric brush has its own built-in collision setup. Go to the Simulation tab. You'll see a Collider section. Drag both the cube and the floor into the colliders list. Once you start sculpting the fabric, it'll collide with them automatically. For this workflow, you don't need to add separate cloth or collider tags. Switch to drag mode and start wrapping. Let's grab the first corner and wrap it onto the cube. Hold G to let the fabric settle naturally onto the surface. Now the second corner. You can see the two corners are intersecting. Let's switch to detangle mode and try to fix it. Not working well because the bendiness is too low. Let's open the Simulation tab. Bump bendiness up to 100 and try a very low friction value. You can see it's smoother and less tangling now. But when I hold G on the second corner and let it drop, the first corner gets pulled along too. The whole fabric is linked, so I'm ditching this method. Let's try controlling specific areas with point mode instead. Switch to point mode. Select the points on the first corner. Then go back to the fabric brush. Now when I drag, it only affects the selected points. Hold G. Nice, only this corner falls. Let's select the second area to wrap. I missed some points in the selection. All points selected now. Same method for the rest. Alright, that's all for today. A little exploration of fabric brush. And there's plenty more I haven't touched on yet. It's just my first pass exploring fabric brush. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.